go.
Streaming from South Africa to the world. This is the Stonks Go Moon podcast. What just happened? We break it down so you don't have to.
Welcome everyone to the Stonks Go Moon podcast. My guest today, Michael Buchbinder, is the partner of Scandinavian Capital Markets. Welcome to the pod.
Good to be here, Rocco. Good to be here.
This is going to be a different type of pod because me and you have a bit of history. We like to talk about interesting things. You'll see me try and keep my composure, and we'll see what it goes. Okay. I want to talk about something. I want to talk about serious stuff today, but also we'll see how it goes. So for those, I doubt it, but for those that don't know, right, Scandinavia is an unusual place for a stock brokerage. Usually, I would say Malta or one of those, Cayman Islands and one of those type of places. It's not necessarily where you would find one, but yet there we are. How kind of okay, let's just leave it.
Yeah, it's pretty lucky. I don't know. I was bouncing around different brokerages and I was in the Middle East to build them up from zero to scratch. Met my partner out of Sweden. He had the licenses and everything, and he was doing asset management. And we said, let's do it. And he was like, we could also do the brokerage there. So let's do it. Since then, we've expanded. We've just been doing spot FX. It was a very limited license. And then we got a license out of Vanuatu that allows us to go into more CFDs and other products. And really just, had a niche. It's quite an interesting story. It leads to, it brings us back to we had an investor who was an NFL owner, and they put in 20K, test out some strategies, and next thing they know, they put in 20 million, and we're like, we got it. All of a sudden we're off to the races.
I did not know that.
Yeah. But the story,
what team? Can you remember what team? Don't say no.
Well, I'm gonna let you Google this information afterwards because I don't want to say any names over here.
Yes.
But I'll this will be a kind of one of those tell-all kind of things where you can we meet this owner and in Europe, and
is it Dan Snyder? Is it?
No.
Okay.
And he goes to me, he's like, what do you think of this crypto stuff? This stuff's bullshit. I was like, I don't know. It's it could have some legs over here. It's pretty interesting. I think you're gonna see some things over the next few years. He's like, well, I hope it goes to zero. It's worthless. It's shit. I hope it goes to zero. Next thing the guy says to me is, so if I put in 20 million, how long is that going to take to get to 800 million? I was like, you're talking about taking some crazy risk. I was like, you got to double your account over and over and over again. I'm like, I can't. That's you'd have to be really flipping lucky for that.
Yeah.
I'm like, you're more likely to lose your money before you make 800 million from 20 million. You got to have some really, good bets, and you got to be doubling it. You got to double 20
and
million.
what did he say? And when you said, and what was his reaction? Yeah, fuck it, let's do it.
Is like, oh, based on, the returns that we had, he's like, if we just lever it up. And I was like, I don't know about that. And he's like, yeah, but he's like, let's do it. I was like, okay. And
man, okay.
A few months, about just 3/4 of a year goes by, and I see in the news, so-and-so is arrested for stealing $800 million from crypto exchange related to Bitfinex, aka Tether. I'm like, whoa. Well, that's probably okay. Wanted to make 800 million. 800 million goes missing, and now they're in authorities' custody. Well, then,
What?
I'm like, yo, this is, and this is like 2018, 19, just as like crypto's taken off again.
Yes.
And this is when Tether has really become, I'm like, Tether's insolvent. I'm like, this is true. Tether's insolvent. It's not a fucking stable coin. It's a stable con. And I'm just like, this whole industry is fucking shit. This is all fucked up.
Well,
So, bringing us back to FTX yesterday, and everything is freaking, just stacked or whatever.
Yes.
Like, it's just the whole, I'm just questioning reality. And I think the world's coming back to reality slowly but surely. What's left of crypto, we'll find out. Blockchain people have reinvented themselves to Web3 experts. Web3 experts don't know what they're doing. They should go get a job at Roblox and EA Sports for World of Warcraft before they, actually decide to build the future or whatnot. But
I'm gonna try and drag us back to some sort of point.
Okay. Yeah, we just had a little fun.
I don't know what the fuck that is, but it happened.
You asked me how we got here, and but
yeah, I did not expect that answer. So you're a stockbroker, right?
It's been
okay. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
I was like, okay, let's
go. Let's go. You're a stockbroker, right? That's when I want to start trading and I see these ads on YouTube that entice me and show me how easy it is to make money and how to, like that guy said, take 20 million to 800 million through leverage, right? You don't go to university, you don't like fucking go to school or whatever. You open an account with a stockbroker, right? That's what you do. So
we're an FX broker, not a stockbroker, but potatoes.
Okay. Yeah, but I'm not talking about you. Just distance yourself from Scandinavian
Capital Markets. Yeah.
As a stockbroker, right? So you are brokering transactions, right? How does that work? Like, how does a brokerage work?
Well, let's take you back to the days when I was doing, when I first got into the industry. I worked for a stockbroker, and I was doing the back office for them. That was just after like 2001, and after everything that happened with New York and the towers, there was a new position created. It was called Head of Disaster Recovery. What that meant was I was responsible for photocopying every single one of their clients' KYCs and transactions. So they needed to have duplicates of all of their client data in separate locations in case they ever got bombed, like, unfortunately what happened in New York City, the Twin Towers. And I was petrified of working in the towers.
I can imagine.
I don't want to be this high in the air. And as I was doing that, I understood. I got to see what was going on, and they were buying seats at the different exchanges. So number one, you need to have a seat within an exchange in order to be able to get access to be able to buy or sell. So how do you buy or sell? You go to a stockbroker. That stockbroker has a seat within an exchange. They either own a seat or they rent a seat from someone else, or they license it. That was really like the old boys club, the old school thing. But they say it's institutions, and institutions are there to create the market and build and have stability there. And they help make the price. They help,
So I mean, is there something like a responsible broker and an irresponsible broker?
I'd like to think there's something like a responsible broker and irresponsible broker. A responsible broker, has the duty to the clients and being able to give them access to the markets and want to give them the best price to the markets. An irresponsible broker might be someone who is like, let's take advantage of their orders and make some extra clips off that. And back in the day, people work in the pits. That was, their job is to get a price. And if they can make a few extra points on that price for themselves in between, That's what pays the bills.
Yep.
And buys them their Ferraris. So yeah, Robinhood, they're selling order flow and creating a price. You might argue, well, as a smaller investor, they have to, used to have to buy lots of 100 or 1,000. How can you do that as a smaller investor? Well, they pull you in and, they're giving you access that you didn't have before. Maybe they see that's how they make their money.
Yes. Okay.
Until there's rules for or against it, everything's game. And at the end of the day, if you have a license, it's 007, baby. So whatever it is.
Just look for those rich ex-NFL owners, I guess.
Well, there were a lot of rich people out there until recently. There's just been a decimation of capital right now.
Talking about that, thank you for my segue. How have retail traders been holding up in 2022?
I see it's a growing kind of, they're out there and they're hungry. As it's choppy, they do well. As the trends hit, they get slaughtered.
Why do you think
trend
that?
is your friend? Momentum is your friend.
Yeah.
Why?
Yes,
okay,
why?
so why? I had a chance. I spoke with Drew Neve once before. He's the king. He's the king of trading.
Okay.
FXCM. He was the founder of FXCM, and he told me, he's like, we've run thousands and thousands of questionnaires on traders, and he's like, Michael, what's the demographic of traders? I'm like, he's like, most traders are between 35, 55, males. And what do they want? They want to be at the dinner party with their friends, telling their friends, look how much money I made. I'm right. And what kills traders? Ego,
right. Yeah.
greed.
Wanted to be
the
right.
Desire to be right. The desire to be right. And every time I'm looking at why I'm stuck in a freaking losing position myself, because I have an idea and I'm stuck to that idea. The idea takes time for it to develop. Sometimes I'm way too early and I get bumped out, and I'm just like, and I want to be right. I want to be right. I want to be right. And I kill myself. I shoot myself in the foot. So,
but the outlook is but the outlook for retail traders, if you can, I would say, if you can manage risk, right? Because the bear market isn't going to be there forever. It might go into 2023 for a bit, but I mean, somewhere trend is going to come back. So
learn momentum and don't have an idea, and don't be stuck on an idea. Maybe I'd say look for momentum, learn how to ride it out. I would also say you want to have pending orders. You want to get taken into the market. Although my frustration with pending orders is, if it's a fast moving market, you're not going to get the price you want. And then you're like, ugh, if only I got in earlier. But at the same time,
that's why
you're sucking loss.
You don't trade crypto with leverage. Rule number one, because it's what happened to FTX isn't slippage, it's capitulation. And I was looking at the kind of the people who are long, or not necessarily through derivatives, but just like involvement. Tom Brady and now his ex-wife, they were involved in FTX. Kramer was a big.
I wonder if that's the reason for their divorce. Crypto. Everything was.
I'm going to take my interview prep sheet. I'm just going to go.
Okay, go. Let's go back.
Kramer was involved. There was Sequoia Capital, right? Tiger Global. These are not small fry, okay? These are big institutions. These are big celebrities, and they were all in on Mr. Bankman, right? Sam Bankman-Fried, right? They were all in on him. So, I mean, say like, what if it can happen to those people, then you never think that it can't happen to you, who your cash reserves are lower, you know a lot less. I don't know. It's just like,
Well, I think the story, the really like the underlying theme of what's going on is young people. Like, and I say that with like, I'm looking back at 2016, 2017, 2018. The world is looking for something new. And the world is always developing, the world is always changing. But I feel like, up till 2015, the 2000s were like, we're in a fast pace of development, everything. And I'm like looking at the world, what's new? What's the next thing? Where's new value creation going to come from? Where's this next push going to happen? Then I meet all these young people and they're fucking talking about all this magic money and digital, it's the way of the future. And I'm like, okay, I understand it. I go to a bank and I send a wire. It takes 1 or 2 days for it to deliver. Why doesn't it happen instantly? The banks can talk to each other, transfer money. They got all these lines. Why can't stuff move faster? And then they're like, these returns, those returns, whatnot. And older people are kind of saying, okay, yeah, we need something new. We need something fresh. Where's the money? Where's the money? And they see like, oh, this kid made returns, that kid made returns. I need to make returns. And then they start seeing, okay, they start hearing the stories, and these young kids are coming out there with how the world should work, and the world needs to work like this. But they have no fucking clue how the world actually works or did work. And now they're creating new frameworks, new everything, and everybody's jumping on the bandwagon because they want to be in the future. They want to be there. They want to be in whatnot. And they're throwing money at it, and low interest rate, lots of easy money. Money's coming from real estate. Money's coming from, let's put it there. Let's put it there. Let's have these new ideas. These kids are smart. These kids know what's happening. And all these fucking wunderbar kids think they know what's going on, but they haven't fucking known they don't even know how to freaking use one of those, rotary phones, man. And like,
so he can't. Did you read his press statement or the letter that he wrote supposedly on Twitter, that he posted on Twitter? Sam,
who wrote?
Yes,
Sam.
Yes.
The one saying, which one? The one 2 days before talking about Coinbase and talking about their earnings.
No. We're talking about when the shit hit the fan. He wrote a letter and saying basically he's sorry, right? He said, "Tot soz, lads. One love. Peace out." It's as if he lost your lunch money on a single game parlay. You know what I mean? It's just like
wag me.
Fuck it.
What about wag me? What about
wag
me?
Well, he was like, fuck it. It's the worst written letter I've ever seen. It's one of the most nonchalant. He burnt billions of, if it existed or if it didn't exist, it's fucking debatable. But it got burnt in 24 hours and it's gone. Right?
Well, the Canadian pension plan, they invested how much millions in that?
Yeah,
$30 billion valuation. By the way, Canadian pension plan, if you need any help, let me know. I'll save you from more dumb scullery over there.
I would like to know who advised them. And they actually they came out and said, we're keeping it in, which is like, who is advising you? I would like to meet them, really, and just say, like, what's going on in your head?
I'll tell you who's advising them. All these little wunderbar kids who are like, and they made their own quick little money, and they cashed out, and they're all like, yeah, I made money. Yeah. Those are the ones who are advising them. And because like, yo, I got algos in quants and stuff like that. I can do math. No, you can't, because you didn't go to university for math, and you can't even do calculus or algebra. So don't even.
Okay.
Even.
So that was my final question before we wrap up is future trends in trading, because fuck it. First it was AI, right? And then it's like
there is no AI in trading. There is no AI.
That's my point. It's a bunch of if statements, and they're like, I've got an AI system. It's bullshit. There's like, no, I've got a neural network and it's machine learning, right? That was the big, and it's like, it's bullshit. Yeah. It's bullshit. Okay, so what's coming up in the future? What do you think? Are we going to trade in the metaverse? God forbid. Is there maybe a chance? You know what I would like to see though? It's if I do put on a VR headset and I can see charts in real time, I fucking quite like to interface with my brokerage and say, buy, sell, you know what I mean? And see multiple, like fucking Neo in the Matrix stuff. That would be kind of cool.
I like how you're saying buy, sell. We're going back to phone trading again, kind of. Buy, sell, buy, just instead of it being on the phone.
Yeah, but I mean, you know what I mean? It's like,
yeah, that would be interesting. I think we're seeing a tremendous amount of interest from the young generation that's popping up. So the crypto generation, they're into trading. They're totally into trading, and everybody wants to say they made money. It's that thing hasn't changed. It's not gonna change, and now we're looking at the gig economy, and everybody's looking for part-time this, part-time that. Trading is only going to become more prevalent. I think there's going to be a lot of stuff happening on the education side of things, helping people get in there. You see all the gurus that are out there. So there's going to be there's Finamize, and there's other platforms that teach you about finance. I think that's going to be a lot of stuff that comes out there, and then there's this meltdown is going to put a stop to things. But where we were going was, you were going to see a company that educates you. You can trade with them, you can have deposit with them, you can have a credit card with them, you can do a lot of integrated financial activities through them that kind of substitute a bank. That is very real. When that's going to happen, how that's going to happen, there's open banking rules that are happening. A lot of that stuff is going to come together.
Less than 5 years.
Yeah, sure. Why not? I think after this shakeup, I think everyone's been working on it. It's just after the shakeup, depending on regulation and stuff like that, that's going to be one of the big ones. But with the EMIs like Revolut, you can transfer, you can convert currencies in and out. I think you're going to see a lot of stuff like that happening, being able to go in and out between currencies.
Still waiting for Revolut to come to South Africa. I think I'm 3,456 in line according to their app. If someone can do something about it, that would be great. Don't know if it's
They're supposed to come to Canada, but they shut that down.
Yeah. I don't know. That's speculation, but I know neobanks are struggling because when liquidity is tight, you actually have to make money, which sort of, it's a novel concept. I know.
Oh, I'm a bootstrapper. I only make money, Rocco. I only make money.
My friend, this didn't go as I thought it would. It was, I don't know what it is. It's interesting. If the listeners want to go and connect with you and find out more about your daily...
You're done? I thought there's more questions.
No, nothing. I am absolutely done. I'm done. This is done.
I'm just a passionate person, Rocco. I'm just very, very passionate about if the world, like the thing that this is like my if it's too complicated, it doesn't exist. It's got to be, the world and life is simple.
Yes.
If you can't understand things in a simple way, it's just, it's not true. Don't believe it. That's
not what I asked for. I actually asked for your social links. Ladies and gentlemen,
you can get me on LinkedIn, Michael Bookbinder. Connect with me at Scandinavian Markets, Michael at Scandinavian Markets. My Twitter is Wave Rider, but that's totally inappropriate. I haven't been banned yet, but thanks to Elon, I probably won't be banned for a while.
Go connect with Michael, because you don't know that you need him in your network, but you do now. He is one of the most interesting people that I know. I just talked about you in the and yeah, thank you so much for joining us, and go to connect with Michael. And this is the point where I say to our listeners, peace, love, and prosperity. And we'll catch you in the next one. Cheers.